Am plăcerea în continuare să dau cuvântul domnului profesor Michele Papa, prorector vicarius de Universitatea di Firenze și fost decan al Facultății de Drept.
Thank you. I will speak in English. Let me first express my gratitude for the invitation and for the warm hospitality and the outstanding organizations these days. And it was really a pleasure to share with our colleagues here in the Faculty of Law, Bucharest, this very significant achievement in the long history of this faculty. I will try to express, I represent the three levels of knowledge in this moment. On one hand, I've been, for 3 weeks actually, Vice President of the University of Florence. I was for 3 years Dean of the Law Faculty. And I graduated almost 30 years ago. And after that, within that period, I taught criminal law and comparative criminal law for about 20 years. So this is more or less the basis of what I'm going to say on this very interesting subject, which could be divided in many, many subtopics. I would say that I could concentrate on 3 main topics. On one hand, the economic side of the problem of resources for universities and law faculties. On the other hand, curricula development, and finally, the relation with the legal profession, lawyers, attorneys, notary public, and the judges and prosecutors. The state of the question in Italy is characterized by the many changes that we have been having in the recent past. These changes in the university structure and education and financement and almost on every component of the university life was a consequence of different political views concerning the education service provided by university, but also different political views concerning the role of the university and of university professors in society. On the other hand, we have been having, especially in the last 10 years, a growing concern about reducing the cost of university education. Traditionally, in Italy, as in many other European countries, legal education consisted in a 4 years law degree. You entered the law school right after high school, so in some way would be considered kind of undergraduate education. But however, at the end of the 4 years, you could start your practice. After 2 years of practice, taking the bar exam, and then enter the legal profession. Legal education was provided and still is provided basically by a system of faculties mainly affiliated with public universities. While there was no significant disparity in the quality of these institutions, legal education was offered almost free, with very low tuitions for students, and the cost of the system was entirely covered by the state. The state also, decided how many positions were available for teaching at the university, opening national selection procedures, let's say once every 3-4 years. So this was basically the system. We changed in the last 15 years in many respects. Since the beginning of the 90s, it changed, the legislature changed the rules concerning the financial autonomy of universities. Legislation affected degrees and curricula, and legislation also changed the relation with legal professions. Since the beginning of the 90s, we developed a system in which universities and law faculties as well have autonomy in deciding expenses and in allocating resources. But they have limited autonomy in the way they gather financial resources.